Mm-hmm. And so you come back and you say you're working at
I
Cooperwell.
worked at Cooperwell, and I worked at Cooperwell till September of 1966 is when I went to Packard.
So how was it working in the steel mill? Was it
The steel
dirty?
was
Was it?
very dirty, very dangerous.
Now I've always been told that the white workers had better jobs than the black workers. Is that true?
Much better. When I went to Packard, I only got in Packard because I knew someone that was a chauffeur for Mr. Holmquist at Cooperwell.
Now who was Mr. Holmquist?
Mr. Holmquist was the top man at Cooperwell Steel Corporation.
Wow.
And so although I'd been trying to get a job there, I couldn't get a job there.
This is at Packard.
No, this was at Cooperwell.
Oh, wow.
Then when I went to Packard, I worked at Packard for 1 year. I started in September of 66, and November of 1967, I became a trainee foreman. And I think you had to stay for, I forget how many months you had to be a trainee foreman.
Well, hold up. So I'm getting back to Cooperwell. So I know a lot of black people worked at the Republic Steel. My dad, my grandparents, my uncles. But it sounds like Cooperwell was a better job than working at the Republic Steel. Is that true?
No, because Cooperwell was more biased.
Okay, they weren't hiring black.
No, I would have never got a job at Cooperwell if I didn't know Mr. Elkins.
Oh, Mr. Elkins was the chauffeur.
He was the chauffeur.
Wow.
Charles Elkins.
Okay.
Okay?
Is that Mr. Cleo's
No,
father?
that's his uncle.
All right.
Cleo's is a junior, so his father worked there too.
Okay.
His father worked there too.
So Cooperwell was a little bit more biased in hiring African Americans, but you were able to get in there.
I got in because of who I knew.
Right, right.
Okay.
And so when you went to Packard, you worked there briefly, and you got a promotion right away.
I was at the right place at the right time. When I went to Packard, there wasn't any black supervisors at Packard.
Wow.
They made 3 of us, myself, Cliff Stargell, and Chuck Williams. Our picture was in the Buckeye Review because it was such a rarity to have 3 black foremen at Packard Electric as big as Packard was.
And the Buckeye Review was the African American owned newspaper out of Youngstown.
That's correct. That's correct.
So that was a really big deal.
Now, not only was I in supervision, also I worked in labor relations. I worked in labor relations for 4 years. So that means I participated in the negotiation of the contract. Mm-hmm. So I knew a lot about the union, and that made it a lot better when I went back on the floor. And when I say back on the floor, as a supervisor. There was reasons why I didn't go higher, even at Packard, was because I probably didn't have the right attitude. I was easily offended, and if you offended me, I would back you off. But I have to say, Packard was good to me. I've been retired since 1992. I was only 53 years old, and I don't know of any black supervisors that retired as young as I did from Packard Electric.
Wow,